Welcome to my review of the MJX B20 EIS for electronic image stabilization. And as you might have guessed, the big appeal of this is that although not on a 3-axis gimbal, in fact this is pretty much a 1-axis gimbal, although it is damped, this camera is a 4K camera with electronic image stabilization, something that was brought into the market pretty much by Parrot with the Anafi in a successful package. And with MJX, what I was always interested in, they always had good reviews right back to the Bugs 3, and I wanted to know if that would have carried over with the later models. And I was particularly impressed when I first saw these coming out, because not only do you have the brushless motors, the GPS, and all the things that are required to make good photography, but the image stabilization really appealed to me with the 4K camera. Here was a drone for £120 that, okay, it's not a rival for the DJIs, but my thinking is, if I could do some decent quality footage with this, it's a nice backup drone to have and a nice fun thing to own, and it also gives me a chance to try out MJX product. And I have to say, I haven't been disappointed. Remember, it's £120 brand new. I've only flown this 4 times, I have to admit, because we had the pandemic, we had the winter, and then we had the lockdown, so I couldn't travel somewhere where I could fly, and flying responsibly. Even when I took my A2 CFC, I still needed to find somewhere to fly this. So a lot of the footage you will see whilst I'm speaking is footage that was filmed when the drone was brand new, and then latterly was some that I filmed a couple of weeks ago when for my YouTube channel, Nwins Motors, the other channel, I did a review of some Karcher K2, and we used this drone for the overhead shots of my car. Now, certain things immediately struck me about this drone. First of all, it's got a really chunky design. It's not the most elegant in the world, but what it is sturdy and functional, I think is the word. Mine came with 1 battery, which is a 7.6 volts and 25.84 watt hours, which is good for about 20 minutes flying time. It comes with 2 flying modes. One is ridiculously fast but really entertaining, and the other is the tripod mode. And to be fair, I've used it mostly in tripod mode. So the first flight was here in the garden, and Billy the cat was on scene, so I thought that was a good opportunity to get it into tripod mode, take off, and just track as Billy walked by, which it did pretty well, straight out the box. So I've come straight from flying DJI drones to flying this, so there's obviously a certain amount of getting used to the different drones and responses and so on. And then took it up to have a look at the building work that was going on next door without actually flying off anywhere. I just hovered, and that was the first footage that I took with this drone. And straight out of the box I was impressed with the footage. As you can see, it's bright, the colours are sharp, the image is sharp. Yeah, I was very impressed. Second time I thought I would give the tripod a real test. And there's a little canal bridge or tunnel, and a little lane that is surrounded by trees and bushes either side, and I thought it would be an interesting way to test the navigation in a tight space. And here I found it a bit more difficult, because although the GPS worked, with the tripod mode, what you get with this that you don't get with, say, the DJI Mini range, is that this tends to have a little bit of lag between, if you put an input to go left or right, there's a certain amount of lag when you stop and the drone carries on, and you have to learn to adjust to take that lag into account in a tight space, which on that second flight obviously I wasn't doing. So the first trip down that little lane was a little bit swaying left and right, and you know, but once you got into the more open area by the canal, it was beautiful. It flew really nice and slowly, got some really nice shots. And the other thing I like about this is it's almost an Accu mode. It still banks because you haven't got the 3-axis gimbal, so you can still get that effect when you want it as well. So I was really impressed. The tripod mode is really impressive, nice and slow, but as I said, you do have that element of drift. So when it came to doing the third shoot with the drone, all I wanted to do was hover over the car and film the guys cleaning the car. Ooh, there's an ice cream van going past. I wanted to film the guys going overhead, from overhead, obviously not over them, but you know, from an overhead shot, so that we could actually see the work that they were doing on the car from above. And to a certain extent it worked, but there's still that element of drift which came into play, made it very difficult to actually hold a steady hover. Now there was a little bit of a breeze, but I wouldn't say it was particularly strong wind on that day. So yeah, that was a factor. But I would say where this comes into its own is, say you've got you know, a cornfield, or you know, somewhere like a river, a big, you know, river, and you just want to just drift slowly along and get some really cinematic shots. This is really good on a budget. If you want to start learning to take cinematic shots with the 4K camera, it really is perfect for someone who just wants to do, you know, if you can't quite afford a DJI and you want to start doing some first steps of cinematic photography with your drone, this is, for me, the first, you know, the best. Anything under 200 quid, this is definitely my recommendation. One of these, the Bug 16, very similar basically. All of these are very, very similar in their operations, in the camera. The folding drones in the sister models basically do away with one annoying aspect of this, which is before you land, you take off and you take it out of the box that comes with, which is nice and neat and tidy. You have to unscrew on the propellers, now the blades. Now you do get two sets with, so in little bags. So you know, that is nice. You get a spare set of the blades, but you have to screw them on, and this neat little plastic cap goes on top. But if you're rocking up somewhere and you just want to take off quickly, that can be a bit of a pain in the arse. I have to admit that is a bit of a pain, and that did irk with me. The controller, nice and simple, takes ordinary AA batteries in the back, 2 of them, and it's got adjustment for the camera, for the angle of the camera, and the controls are nice and straightforward. It's a nice simple controller, easy to handle. Your phone clips onto there and it does that job very nicely. Bit of a squeeze, but you know, it does the job quite well. And remember, it's a budget drone, so it's not, you know, the plastic isn't quite DJI, it isn't quite that sort of quality, but at the same time I can't really fault it at all. For what it is, for the price that it is, it's excellent, and I would wholeheartedly recommend this, or the 16, or the 16 Pro, or the MJX Mini that's coming out. Sounds a very similar spec. This came, like I said, with 1 battery, 1 spare set of props, screwdriver, set of instructions etc, etc. And it's got a very simple app that's easy to use. You even get a set of stickers, which I haven't used. So the big question is, am I going to keep this as part of my collection? And the answer is no. Not because I don't like it, quite the opposite, I love it. The problem I've got is that I'm not using it enough. I've used it 4 times in total, and they were very brief, very short flights. It's got about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minute flight time, and I found myself, if I was going somewhere to film, grabbing the Mavic Mini or the Air 2. I wasn't going for this because when I rocked up I would have to put the screws in to hold the propellers, put all the propellers on, set up, then do the usual satellite setup, which you have to do with the DJIs as well. But it just adds that little bit of extra time, and psychologically it just, you know, plus the image quality on the DJIs, they cost, the cheapest one cost twice as much as this, and you can see the difference in camera quality. But you can see from the footage that's on this video, this still has a very nice camera, and if I didn't have the DJIs I'd be using this all the time. Honestly, I'd wear it out. But as it is, I'm going to be selling this to pay for another drone that I want to get, which I will be using more, which fills a gap that the DJIs don't fill. So somebody is going to be getting an almost as new drone, which has only been flown 4 times, 1 battery, a controller, the box that it came in, and I have to say they will be very, very happy, because it really is an ideal first introduction into a sort of a drone that you could take quality footage with, and it's a perfect way if you don't want to risk something like a DJI for your first forays into filming some landscapes or whatever. It's only got a range of about 500 meters, you have to bear that in mind, but having said that, if you're clever, use some of the height and some of the distance, and some nice low shots, you can get some really nice footage with this that would look good on any YouTube channel. So yeah, I would say out of 10, I would give this, considering the price, I would give this a solid 7, because you can't take away the fact that it isn't quite up to DJI standards. In tripod mode you do have that little bit of drift that you don't have in the faster mode, but at the same time you do have that excellent camera, and the image stabilization really does work. So 7 out of 10. I'm really pleased I bought it. I will probably dip into the MJX range again and purchase another one in the future, but for now this is looking for a home, and I hope that it goes to a good home, because it deserves it. It really is a lovely piece of kit, and I hope that has sort of encouraged you, maybe if you're thinking about buying a second-hand one like this, or even if you're looking to buy a new one, to take a look at the bugs, because what I find is once the reviews are finished when a drone is new, people tend to sort of forget about them and move on to the latest thing. Well, this is still very much, for £120, my recommendation for the best drone and that price bracket, without any reservation. This and its sister models definitely fit that bill. After DJI, when you come down in price, this is definitely the one I would recommend.